everybody.
Hey, this is Allison. I'm on another haunted road trip here in Chicagoland, traveling in the footsteps of Mothman witnesses, and this is my friend Madeline.
Hey, everybody.
Hi Madeline, how are you doing today?
Doing good.
All right, can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, my name is Madeline Kate, and I actually just recently launched a video podcast series called Measuring the Circle. And I'm really excited because our next show is actually going to be about the Mothman in Chicago. There's been so many sightings, so I'm really excited to be here with you today and get to hear about this case and see what you found out.
Yeah, so we're at Piotrowski Park, and in the background they have a lovely community center here. And apparently on October 27th, 2017, there was a young couple that met up in the parking lot, and they brought separate cars, and they were hanging out in the boyfriend's car. And when they were sitting there, they were just listening to music, and it was 10:30 at night. It's a Friday night, October 27th, and they hear something that hits the car. And then so the boyfriend is like, what happened? What happened to the car? And so he's about to get out when this strange winged creature jumps on the hood with prominent glowing orange eyes, right?
Yeah.
And
I'm scared already.
They're like, what do we do, right? What do we do? And so then it like swipes at the windshield.
It's trying to get in.
Yeah, it was trying to get in, maybe to eat their brains. We don't really know what Mothmen eat, but it was upset for some reason, I think. And you said that there was part of it that you remembered about the flashlights.
Yeah, the only thing they could think of was that they had a flashlight conveniently in the back seat. So the boyfriend reached behind and got the flashlight, turned it on, shined it in the Mothman's face, and it took straight up off of the car. It didn't run, it didn't just jump off and start to flap its wings. It just shot straight up in the air.
Shot up straight in the air.
Yeah, and apparently it made a really loud shrieking noise.
That's right. I forgot about the shrieking. There were at least two instances of loud shrieking, which was described as if like screaming of a whole room of people.
That's right.
Yes.
Like a choir of screams.
A choir of screams.
Beautiful.
That's very, very frightening.
I forgot about that detail.
It's kind of tropey.
That's scary.
It's kind of tropey. Like what I'm noticing in a lot of these reports, like the Mothman is silhouetted against the full moon. Or, they see it like shoot up in the air. Very tropey. It seems like we're getting lots of movie tropes that are appearing.
Good narrative.
Yeah, a narrative, and that's interesting that you say that, because I actually just went in and talked to some of the employees here at the community center and wanted to know, hey, this happened, last Friday. Have you heard anything about that? Because you think if somebody was attacked,
where would we get around?
Yeah,
right?
attacked in the parking lot, there'd be some scuttlebutt, there'd be some talk about it, and especially since the woman I talked to said that she had heard of the Mothman sightings, and she had heard of them, one of them in Little Village, from another employee who works here with her at the community center. And that other employee said that she's like, hey, check this out. Did you hear about these sightings in Little Village? Really? And so this other employee doesn't know anything about what
just
went
happened
on in the parking lot. So that
at
just
their
seems
front door?
implausible that there's an employee here that's interested in the whole Mothman flap, and they have no idea, even though this happened over a week ago now.
That's weird.
That something happened in their parking lot, an attack. So make of it what you will. Looks like a pretty ordinary parking lot. We do have some trees over here, Fred, if you just want to pan. So,
that is pretty common for settings like this to be where the Mothman is usually spotted. In parks, areas where there's water, areas where there's tree cover.
Right.
There has to be some sort of hidden ground, but as you can see if you pan this way,
yes,
it's a really, really busy road.
Super busy.
So Friday night, 10:30, it's not late enough. There's still going to be traffic
because everybody's going out. And Little Village is a pretty hopping area.
It is.
It's very vibrant.
And especially at that time, right before Halloween, that weekend was crazier.
Oh my gosh, that's like Halloween.
It was Dia de los Muertos, last weekend and this weekend.
Right, I
There's
forgot about
tons
that.
of people everywhere. So something was really terrorizing these people, and they're screaming. There's people walking, there's people driving by. You don't think anybody else
And
would
all
have
these
heard
community
that?
events, and a community center, which is
You
openly.
said you were just at the community center.
Yeah,
Is that
just
what's
now.
this
That's
building?
what that's,
okay.
Yeah, so this building, I was talking to them about what supposedly happened in the parking lot.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah, and they have no idea that anything like that happened. I did give my card, so in case there are any witnesses that do come forward, they're going to let me know. But, right now, looking pretty dodgy because we don't have that community support.
Pretty dodgy.
Yes.
That's a great way to put it. I like it, Allison. I like it a lot.
Well, so do you want to just plug your podcast one last
Yeah.
time and tell people where they can find it?
Of course, it's called Measuring the Circle, and it's a live podcast that we do once a month that streams off of YouTube. But feel free to follow us. We're on social media. We're on Twitter and Instagram, Measuring Circle. And then on Facebook, you can find us at facebook.com/Measuring Circle. So we're really excited because we're going to have Allison on the show, as well as other people
Yay.
that have, researched the Mothman. We're hoping to get some eyewitnesses. I mean, I haven't talked to any personally, but I would love if someone out there, if you've
Yeah.
seen this thing, come forward.
Yeah, please come forward.
Allison or myself would love to talk to you.
And we
because-
will protect your anonymity, absolutely.
Absolutely.
What's Measuring Circle all about?
Okay, we're getting some questions
Ooh, that's
from the
exciting.
viewers.
Measuring the Circle, we named our show that. It's actually a quote by Charles Fort, which is, considered the grandfather of paranormal things.
Right.
What that means is no matter where you start, when you measure a circle, you can find the area of the circle. It all connects. So Measuring the Circle is going to be about anything strange or paranormal, from ghosts to cryptids like the Mothman in Chicago to strange history reports, conspiracies, just the whole realm of anything weird.
Diana.
Yeah,
Anything for Diana.
absolutely.
Oh, that's great. I love Charles Fort.
Yeah, so we wanted to do something a little bit different. So what's cool is with being a live show, we can actually have people on live. We can interact just like this live video now. You can interact with people if you have questions while we're talking about things. It's really interactive, and we hope to also take our show on the road.
Ooh.
Now YouTube has you can go live from your mobile phone just as Facebook does.
Really?
So we're hoping to be able to take that on the road and just like now, take you guys on investigations so we can really interact with the viewers.
Yeah, and there's nothing like having boots on the ground. Really
Absolutely.
getting to the location. Don't just read what's online. If you really are a paranormal investigator and you can get there, you'll get there, and you look around the environment, use some critical thinking, and I think you'll have a much more accurate interpretation of what might be going on.
Well, I know you guys got here a little bit before I showed up. Did you actually take a walk around the park?
We did,
and
we
see
did.
if you could find any evidence of anything happening? I mean, it's been a week now, so things might have kind of washed away.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
What
What
exactly?
could you even look for?
What
We're looking for giant owl feathers or something?
Yeah,
I think we should.
I don't. Yeah, so I didn't see any actual giant owl feathers. But I think most of the descriptions have been of more of a leathery creature. So I
Yeah,
don't
where
know,
it doesn't have a
like
fur
what
or
they
anything
would
like
leave
that.
behind, like ectoplasm, perhaps.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. But
Are there any Mothman tracks?
Yeah.
Mothman tracks. Well, that's something that we were just talking about off air. Fred was saying here that you would think that if a huge being jumped on your windshield and started swiping with claws, that there might be some physical evidence, some trace evidence. And so far that hasn't come to light. At least somebody could take pictures of that, like they have in with other cryptid sightings in other states,
Yeah.
like the lizard man, purportedly
Sure.
has attacked cars. Might be turkeys, but could be a lizard man. We don't know. We just want to see the pictures, and then we'll think about it.
No, but that's
yeah.
actually a really good point, because now that I think about it too, in the report, Manny apparently did contact.
And we're talking about Emmanuel Navarrete
Oh, yeah.
from the UFO Clearinghouse, and this more information about this sighting can be found on the Chicago Mothman Sightings Map. If you Google it, you'll find it, or also the Lon Strickler's Phantom and Monsters blog.
Yeah. Yeah, so Manny, since he lives in the area, he's kind of more of the boots on the ground investigator, and he's reached out to a lot of these eyewitnesses, and he reached out to the people. I wonder if he was able to ask them to take a photo of their car. Just like you said, there'd have to be some physical evidence of something that has been claimed to be hundreds of pounds and 8 feet tall lands on your car. There's going to be some sort of marking.
Right, and let's just say, Madeline, that nobody
go there.
wants the Mothman to be true more than we do.
That is very
right?
true.
Like,
yes.
if we could find the Mothman,
Yes.
that would be like a dream come true.
Absolutely.
And maybe get nibbled on a little bit. You know, have some scars to prove that we did battle against the Mothman. I mean, we totally dig it. And I'm not I'm not being facetious about that. I sound like maybe I am, but we're interested in getting to the truth. And I think you have to use critical thinking to get there.
Are there any pictures of the Mothman?
Okay, so there are 2 purported pictures. One is on, actually both of them are on the sightings map, and I think it might be a little bit renumbered, but the first, I'm just going to give the numbers as I knew them last night. It seems that some of the cases might have been deleted because there were 59. Today I look at it, there's 55, so I'm not sure what happened there. But originally, number 1, which took place August 22nd, 2011, on 63rd and Pulaski, showed a picture that someone had taken of, there's a local landmark in the area, so they took a picture, and he noticed later in the picture that there was something strange that looked like a strange flying creature, kind of like a little bit more sugar glider-esque, but huge. And hey, I just want to hug that thing in the next week. I gotta say, if it's a giant man-sized sugar glider, we're all in. But so this huge sugar glider thing, he spotted it in the photo. Now, Sam Moranto, who is the director, the state director of MUFON, he investigated that case and was able to prove, he thinks definitively, that image is actually a very specific kite made by a company called Gala. And he actually talked to the manufacturer. He's got lots of slides that show the comparison. And he was also able to find that day when the photo was taken, incidentally, there was a kite festival going on nearby. So I think that one's been thoroughly debunked. And we're not cynics. We just want to get to the truth.
We just want the facts out there so you guys can make your own, opinions on these things.
And we're into looking for what really is strange and unexplained. So we got to separate the wheat from the chaff. And if it doesn't make sense, you got to throw it out so you can spend your time on the questions that really are compelling. And so I think that Sam Moranto was able to put that one to bed. That the 2011 photograph is of a Gala kite. Now the
next
other
sighting
one
is really interesting.
Yeah.
And you've done some ground research actually going to the place where it was taken.
That was number 30, and again, it may be renumbered now, but it's the Melrose Park incident. Which, if you've been to Melrose Park, we're really busy, just like this. And it's a shopping area. It's actually like a strip mall. So I went there, and man, there's just people everywhere, and so much so that when I was standing in the parking lot, there was.
Did you almost get run over?
I did many times. And Manny's like, get out of there!
She risks her life.
Manny's
risks her life.
Get out of there, Allison! There's crazy drivers, and I'm like, I can do it. It's okay. And I didn't get hit, as it turns out, but it was kind of crazy in the parking lot. So this woman claimed that she came out of the Best Buy, and as soon as she came out, this strange moth big flying black humanoid, 7 feet tall, 10-foot wingspan, swooped down in front of her, in front of the Best Buy, and then scooped up and into the air and flew off. And she had time to fumble for her phone and snap off a shot. Okay, inconsistencies, unfortunately, because one is that I, after lots of time, maybe too much time, I was able to find the exact spot and mark it with chalk for other investigators, because I'm just that nerdy. I was able to find the exact spot where the picture was taken. It wasn't taken right outside the Best Buy. It's not like she walked out and there it was and I quick took a picture of it. It's like mid parking lot, so it would take like a minute, 2, maybe 3 minutes
to walk all the way out there.
To walk all the way out there.
Yeah.
So it doesn't quite match up with the account. Secondly, as I was there at Melrose Park, I noticed that it's right in the flight path of O'Hare. So what do I see above me? Like just dozens and dozens of planes coming through. In all the time I was there, it was very easy to snap a photo.
Were you able to get one?
And
that
I
was. Yeah.
I was able to get a photo that really matches up, and you can totally see in the 2017 purported Mothman picture the same distinctive shapes of a jet, of a passenger jet.
So really the best evidence we have right now are the multiple different reports that have drawn with their crayons and colored pencils the pictures of Mothman. Have you seen those?
I have.
I have. Yeah, me too.
But I would like...
As far as actual hard evidence, we're really kind of lacking on
We
that.
are totally lacking, and the witnesses aren't coming forward publicly. There is one, but who I've talked to seems quite credible, but all the other witnesses, they for some reason only choose to talk to 1 or 2 investigators and don't make any other details known. So it's really hard for other investigators to corroborate these stories.
Are there any places where the Mothman could have perched for it to swoop down?
Good point. Well, we have
There's
trees
lots of
around
trees, the building. It's been
on top of the building.
reported to sit on top of buildings.
That's right. It has been reported to hang around on rooftops. So maybe they were parked close to the building. The account doesn't really specify, and maybe it was on the roof and jumped right down, like almost directly on top of the car.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, guys, and we hope to see you on another haunted road trip.
Thanks so much for joining us, guys. Have a good weekend.
Yep, and you hit the little button. Turn it on.